Hey, I'm Kev, welcome back to MotoGP 20. As before we head to Valencia, we've got a big decision to make for next season. Which team do we go with? So we can search contracts with factory teams. As you can see, big three do not have anything to do with us. We can establish a new team in Moto2. And see quite a few not interested because they've already sent us proposals. So you can be with Oakley Speed Up, Oakley MV Augusta, Oakley NTS, Oakley Calyx, or GoPro Calyx. We'll probably go with Oakley, shall we? They'll be on the Speed Up, which is kind of second best behind Calyx, but I think we could develop into the best. And there you go, Kev Stone's signature is signed for next season. So as it's the final race of the year as well, we're going to up it to 50%. And also it's final Moto3 race as well for Kev Stone's career, hopefully. Also with the difficulty, apparently it's been adjusted in the couple of patches which came. So we're going to turn it down to like... Normally I would adjust it to 100, that's like the baseline, and then I adjust it from there, go up or down. But we'll just turn it down to like 110. We'll see how that is. And we're going for like race difficulty, so even if it's faster in qualifying, hopefully in the race, it can be pretty even. So, for the final time then, in his Moto3 career, before we head there, I've got to show off delivery, didn't I? I showed it off on the stream yesterday, which is now up on the channel. If you haven't caught it, it went up earlier today. But as you can see, we went for... Well, we tried to do kind of like the Spanish Valencia flag, which is mostly orange and red. And we tried to do stripes. You can't really do stripes though with deliveries that you can choose, but that's the closest we can get. And then with the helmet, I think we were going to go for like the most outrageous design we could out of all of these. So there's quite a few we have chosen. We could go back to the Aragon design. I think we've done all of the top three. We've chosen all of those. So we've chosen quite a few of these. It might actually just be the pink helmet design. There might be the way to kind of sign off the seasons with the pink helmet. Okay, I tried it in practice. The gap seems even extreme that in the race we would be quicker. So back to 120 I think it will be. You saw me change it back. The gap's still the same. 1.8 seconds. And we set that on race fuel. Race might not be interesting. And as he got the pods behind of Mazda and Foggy, then we've got Algura, Arenas on home turf, Eda Tata, then Finati, Sasaki, Akoba, and Bautas. We've got Yamanaka, Sala Antonetti, and Mino in that all-important 14th spot with Alonso Lopez in the last. What the hell? So joining us in qualifying 2 will be Fernandez, Suzuki, Rossi and Tuba. So here goes Stone for his final qualifying effort as a Moto3 rider. Hopefully, as he's got Mazda right at the top of 42.5. Let's got your bay on the brakes in that first corner. Once you're off them, you accelerate immediately. And like this left though, very hard braking. Very easy to wash the front end there. And then through the right, just use that camber. Bit wide. And again, just keep it in second though for the next right. And heavy braking before the back stretch. We're gonna power early and hard as we go past the crowd. That filled the right-hand grandstands. And a very tricky left-hander because you're kind of focusing on the exit, really. You're trying to apex it, maybe. So if you get dived down the inside, like can happen there, you're screwed. Just like with this corner as well, the right, again, very easy to look at the front. And then through the right, again drifting slightly wide, Stone. But flat out through this long riding left-hander for the final corner. which is actually the trickiest braking zone because you're going downhill. And of course, it leads onto this front stretch, so you need a good exit, which I think Stone has got. As he's going to smash that 42 with a 140.1. Did they forget to do Valencia, or does it kick in the race? It's 2.4 seconds faster than Mazia. Then Baltus, Suzuki, Tatai and Agura on the second row. Then it's Fanati, Venus and Foggia down in the third row in ninth. Then we've got Yamanaka round out the top 10 ahead of Alcoba and Antonelli. Fernandez, Suzuki and Rossi with Salat, Mino and Tuba on the sixth row. So despite the longer race distance, look at the track temperature, it's very cool. So we can go soft I think, right to the end. And with the 12 laps, we're going to underfuel it. We're going to go to 11 laps. We're going to go to 10. No, we're not. Actually, we could go down to 10 laps. Because we're going to use lots of zeros. You see, it's quite twisty and technical in the middle part of this lap. We could get it down to 10 laps, I think. But should we do 10.5? Let's compromise there. So you've underfueled by quite a bit. And let's see what everyone else has chosen. And then, yeah, soft the way to go. Or medium, soft medium for Fanati. He's compromised. But yeah, mostly soft. Medium for Suzuki, Mino. So maybe they'll be strong in the second half of the race, maybe. Medium soft for Arbolono and Binder. Not sure that'll work out for you, fellas. And medium soft for Jason. Soft right at the back for Onchu. So here we go. Revving it up for the final time on the Moto3 machine. We get underway. Of course, it's a dreadful start. As Matty assumes the lead. Look at Foggia fly through. On the third row. Stone battling with the Sync 58 machine. Oh, he's got a powerful draft. Gone a bit wide. I guess the cutback back up to seconds. As he goes around Mazzy around the outside. Make him look silly. The Power Riders. On his opening that. See, the good thing is, here at Valencia is quite a long run to the first corner. So he could get back into the draft. I was saying that was Sasaki, and then he was right there. Frontline riders. You know, see immediately to 0. We're saving through immediately here. Want to get back up to even in the first half of the race, and then we can just manage the second half of the race as normal. Let's go back to 1. Now we're out the twisty bits. But as you saw in qualifying, our strongest sectors are probably first sector strong, as we've shown at the start. And then we've got the second sector's pretty strong as well, third sector's strong. Fourth sector's the only one where it's like, maybe we're good there, maybe. It's 1.2 seconds is the gap. You also know the fuel calculator in the bottom right will be a bit all over the place. I've noticed that since the updates, it's not... in the practice race I've done and the race I've done online, it's a bit all over the place. Fuel calculator now. I don't know what they did to amend it or adjust it. But I don't actually have 16 laps left. That's just if I run in 0, I think. If I keep running in 0, that's how much I'm going to have left. I don't know, they do it to each like power band now. Instead of just calculating it on the whole. We'll still keep it on 0 on this lap. We'll probably fill half a tank actually, with how much we're saving. So we overfilled by a country mile in the end, didn't we? See, now I've got it back to 1, it should start going down a bit, that calculation. Gap almost 2 seconds. Come on, opponents. What are you doing? Stone's not even pushing it that hard. Just make sure he's hitting all these apexes. And look at that 41.8, much quicker than qualifying already. Suzuki up to second ahead of Mazio, Foggia, Antonelli, Baltas still up there in 6th. We've got Gura, Mino, Tsuba and Fernandez ran out the top 10 on his KTM on home turf. There's Mino already back up to 7th. And McPhee already passed Fernandez. Vietti up to 14th with a Salak. Yamanaka with a poor start down in 26th. It's pretty easy early on. Maybe they'll speed up in the second race. You see with Suzuki with those mediums, maybe they'll start gelling with him then. Again, we're on soft, so they're kicking a bit earlier, the tyres, and ultimately a bit quicker than the medium combo. It's meaning up to 6th. No, Barry, stop falling down the order. That's it. Fight back. That's up to 6th here. The Tatai, who's already begun his descent down the order. But Fee up to 9th ahead of Agura, having a very good lap as the Scott. Already up from 12th on this lap. Oh, they're starting to speed up now. Okay. Well, it just takes a couple of laps to kick in. As I said, with this corner as well, if you just look up slightly, you go down now. That's a good thing, actually, about the updates, is that you're no longer feels like invincible and vulnerable. Like, with it emphasising the braking a bit more. Like, you actually have to be a bit more cautious now on this Moto3 machine. As 30 up to 13th at Arenas. Doesn't mean we'll stop sliding this thing all over the place. And so we love that first set, just pulled out a few tenths on Suzuki, who's sitting very nicely in this race. Like, held the Leopards in second. Can really dictate his pace. Just has to try and keep up with Stone for the time being in the first half of this race. Make it interesting. As it's lost half a second this lap already. When we lose a bit staying in second, then normally you want to go down the first for the acceleration. Same for this corner, but just saving a bit of tyre. Just looking after the race, there's Vietti and Fernandez battle over 12. Stone still pulling out a few tenths there. Might be set for 140 that time, it. Even though it's down there, there's a natural incline to go towards the apex of that corner there. You hit it right. There's Tuba and McPhee battle over 8th. Oh, 41 flat. Suzuki comfortably ahead of the Leopards as well, behind. As we've got Mazio, Foggy, Antonelli ran out of top 5 ahead of Mino. So you've got your usual suspects right up there in the season. And it's been a pretty fun season in general for Stone. I know there's been the odd race which has been entirely stupid, like Austria or the Saxon Ring, where he's been gifted them, but there's been some great battles as well. We look at Magello battling with Foggia. Same with Phillip Island as well. With Mazio, well, at the Kimi Ring battling through the field, trying to catch up to Mazio. At Silverstone, kept him at arm's length, didn't he? That's been most of the season, though. When he's been winning, it's been at arm's length. Like it is here at the moment, as McPhee up the 7th of Tuba. Oh, he's liking his tyre combo, isn't he? Let's gap up to 3 seconds. So in some ways it feels like the title has been gifted to him because of the inconsistency of the rear parts, especially foggier. You know, crashing out in Austria, what, 3 or 4 times in the end. As always, Suzuki gained a 10th back in that final sector as we approach halfway mark of this race. We've also seen Mazia go down early on as well, like at Catalonia at Barcelona. And it's what could have been this title battle maybe with the Leopards. Like, they've been very close to each other, the Leopards, but the only off-race Stone has had was in Thailand in that ferociously wet race, where he's just off the pace for almost a second. The only time this whole season he's been like that. Otherwise, it's been consistently in the top 5 on the podium. We'll see at the end of the year. We get that table again, which shows the wins and all the results. All the gold medals and stuff. Silver and bronze. As you can see, we've been running on one for quite a while, power-wise, and we're right there on the fuel. That's all, Suzuki. Maybe the mediums are coming into their own now. Keeping it level, this gap. But then Stone is kind of cruising a bit at the moment, in second out of all these corners. Just saving tyre again. Still on the 41s though, 41.7. As what's the gap? 2.7. Yeah, Suzuki's gained a bit. So he's doing low to mid 41s on the rest of the chasing pack, I think. Let's go into the second half of this race. And the same for Suzuki as well. Like, he's the real killer heel for Sync 58 has been qualifying. Like, him and Antonelli have not been very good at qualifying. Qualifying mostly 4th or 5th row or even 6th. And so they have to have electric starts, trying to fight through the pack. By the time they're through the pack, they're already way back. But that's been their issue this whole season. Otherwise, you would throw Suzuki into that battle for the title. Oh, he's certainly been good enough. Been better than Antonelli. Yeah, it's been. We could say the same about, say, the likes of Mino and Vietti as well. Very up and down. Arenas. He's been chasing podiums, so at the moment he's chasing 13th with Fernandez. There's also Suzuki gained a couple of tenths this lap. Stone, despite all the saving, still need to save a bit of fuel in the next lap. I think, because we've got 5 laps remaining, yeah. Identical 41.7 to the previous lap, so 2.5 seconds the gap. That was a bit slower from Suzuki. So gap's still at 2.5. Yeah, let's do the saving this lap. Every time to start getting back down to first gear out some of these corners. As opens up to 13th, 15th should I say, ahead of Arbolino. 30 up to 11th as Bowters continues his slide. Rena's still battling hard with Fernandez. There's the crowd going a bit mild on the outside, not seeing their Spaniards right up here, battling for the win. Where's Mazia? Start with his teammate Fogger at the moment, as Suzuki gaining a bit in the second sector. See, if you start saving, it does cost you some time. But there you go. Faithful third set to gain a few tenths back, did Stone. So gap's only like 0.2 this lap. Suzuki. It's Cooney back for 28th with Onshi. Doesn't look like he'll be scoring points to end the season. But Stone 41.6, barely any difference in time in the end. Totally forgot to change the set for that. Very easy to cut that first corner as well, get on the green stuff because you don't really feel the curb on the inside there. There's all rear sliding on this night for that. Got on a power slack up to 16 over the R below. Yeah, that first sector seems to be Suzuki. He's gained a couple of tenths there again. And the second sector as well. And then in the third sector we grab some back and then we're level in the final sector. So Arenas up to 15th head of power. The Garcia in 19th head of Rodrigo or not. So some good battles further down the order. Tatai battling back in 22nd. Gap under 2 seconds for the first time in a while here this race. Suzuki trying to heat things up. Would help if we change down to the right gear. There we go, much better for that right. It's so tricky that right hander with big old sausage curb on the inside. Like, definitely don't want to touch that. But if you go slightly wide, because of the curbing and stuff, you can easily go into the gravel. So, very tricky balancing that. Tazor 42 for the first time in a long while. 1.7 the gap to Suzuki. He's homing in like a missile onto the back of Stone here with 3 laps to go. Does he have enough time though? There's only a few tenths per lap. He needs a bit more. And yeah, he's lost a tenth in the first sector. And now Stone starting to push it a bit more here. In his final ride, no Moto3 machine, can he ride off with victory? He has certainly controlled and dominated this race so far, but we saw that in the past as well, where he's lost at the end, like such as Fear Island, after an absorbing battle with Suzuki. In came Foggia from the shadows to win. Gap back up to 2.1. Stone responding on this lap. Gap now 2.4. Racing away from the Japanese rider again now. Bit wide in the final corner. If you go too wide, you do go down as well, like braking pretty hard. And Stone responds with 40.6. It's like, I've had enough of that. Fastest lap. Get back, Suzuki. He's going to have to go back down to 0, actually. Fool is still on an edge, on a knife edge to make it to the end. As Mazin Antony, Shane's positions, he's over 4th place. Gap back up to 2.7, the biggest it's been for half a dozen laps, I think. The highest it's been has been around 3 seconds. And the lowest it's been is 1.7. Like, there's been a very consistent gap and ebb and flow between these two riders at the top. With a lap and a half to go, I think it may be decided in the champion, but he's still got to make it to the finish. I think you saved enough now, Stone. 2.5 seconds to gap. So as Jackson lost a lot, despite going into saving mode there. Has got Power in 14th, Salak in 15th now. Garcia looking for a point ahead of Yamanaka. As they battle over 16th. And as we head on to the final lap of the season. So back to a 40.5. We've got 2.5 seconds. As it's been a very up and down Moto3 adventure for Stone. Was a bit crash prone in its first couple of seasons, but this season with the new team, it's all just hooked up and been by far the most consistent rider. And it's shown once again in the season finale, top in practice, top in qualifying. Poor start, but has led this race for the majority of it. And whether Suzuki's chucked at him, he has responded back in kind. And that's a sign of why he is your Moto3 champion. Well, he's got a good challenge going forward. New partnership with Oakley. New partnership with Speed Up in Moto2. It's going to be a project. It's not going to be one and done here in Moto2. At least that's what the signs are coming out. I'll speed up. I'll show it. On the first, you just build it up, get towards that victory marker. And then the second year, hopefully battle for the title with Stone. Who knows what happened in MotoGP as Maggio winning that battle against Antonelli or not. As for the final corner. Your Moto3 champ will win another race. A bit longer this time, but his victory in Valencia. For GoPro Honda team and Kev Stone. As after 20 minutes, Stone wins by a couple of seconds ahead of Suzuki, the only rider into the 140s. And there was a bit more for challenge in the race than practice and qualifying suggested. So maybe they have upped it for the race, but then look at the rest of the fastest laps. There's only Fogger was the only other rider into the 41s. He's a second ahead of teammate Mads in the end, who won that battle ahead of Antonelli by a second. The Italian rounds out the top 5 ahead of fellow countryman Mino, and then McPhee with an impressive race. Up in 7th, just a second off 6th in the end for the Brit. What could have been if he maybe had a slightly better start of qualifying. Then Tuba, Finati, Vietti rounds out the top 10. Good race from the Italian through the field. Same for Lopez, getting 11th ahead of Agura. And then we've got Fernandez, Paoli, and Sadak, the last point scorer by a couple of seconds ahead of Garcia, Yamanaka, Alcoba, Arenas, Arbolona in 20th. Arenas really slipped down the order, didn't he? And you've got Nepa, Rodrigo, Tatai, Sasaki. Cooney rounds out the top 25 ahead of Pizzoli, Binder, Rossi, Bouters. What are you doing, Barry? He was as high as 6th on the 4th lap. Then Jason rounds out the top 30 ahead of Koffler and Onshu in last. So your final standards are Stone with 430, 151 ahead of Foggia, who's 36 ahead of teammate Mazia. Suzuki gets 4th in the end ahead of Fenati by 3 points. Anthony sit 5 points ahead of Mino. Then Vietti, Lopez and Arenas rounds out your top 10. 14 points ahead of McPhee. Then Agura snatches 12th by a single point ahead of Salak. And Fernandez grabs 14th by a couple points ahead of Yamanaka. Then Garcia, Tuba, Arbolino, Alcoba, Rodrigo 20th for 20 points. Paoli up to 21st in the end ahead of Nepa. And then we've got Pizzoli, Cooney, Tatai, Koffer, Jason and Binder. So Onshu, Rossi, Sasaki and Bouters do not score points despite Rossi, Sasaki and Bouters being very good in qualifying, but just always slipping down in the race. So in the team's championship, Leopard win with 522 points, 92 ahead of GoPro Honda team. Pretty impressive for a one-rider team. 15 points ahead of Sync 58, who are 29 ahead of Max Racing, who are 29 ahead of Sky Racing Team VR46, and a big gap to Ango Nieto team with 400 points back in 6th. The big winners in the season were Ivtronic Sprinter, thanks to John McPhee, up a couple places, a 7th in the end. 5 points ahead of Snipers and 7 points ahead of Stray Galizia, who are tied on points with Red Bull KTM Io, who round out the top 10, and of Honda Team Asia, Grassini, Skull Rider, Avintia, Green Power, and Bruxelles GP, as only KTM Tech 3 did not score. Those were some nice cinematics at the end there, weren't they? As he celebrates his title by ascending to heaven. Oh no, he's still here. Okay, it's fine. It's fine. God, we've got barely any credits. Just noticed that. And there you go. There is the season summary. Off the podium, just tries throughout the whole of the season. And even then, he just had 1 third place in Germany. As 5th at Le Mans. 8th in Thailand, and then 2nd at Mugello to Foggia, at Finland to Mazia, at the Czech Republic, at Great Britain, at Aragon, and at Australia to Foggia once again. And then wins 4 of them to begin the season at Qatar, America, Argentina, and Spain. Then a win in Catalonia, bouncing back after that tough battle with Foggia and that disappointment at Le Mans. Bouncing back at the Netherlands after finishing 3rd in Germany. Bouncing back in Austria after finishing 2nd in Finland and Czech Republic. And in San Marino as well after losing the battle in Great Britain. And then in Japan as well after that poor result at Thailand. And ending the season with victories at Malaysia and Valencia. So 11 wins, 18 podiums, 17 poles as well. It has been a dominant season. Now we've got lots of credits. Let's check out the technical staff then. Do we have? Oh, we've got new candidate. Oh, he's a level A. So he focuses mainly on the frame. I don't know what the speed up's worst issue is though. Would it be the frame? We're not really focusing on engine because once again, engines are kind of even. But you got a spec engine from Triumph in Moto2. So it would be like frame we'd probably focus on. But then this person's better at the frame. Yeah, let's go for park then. Welcome to the team park. God, there goes the lots of credits. Yeah, nice knowing you. You're out of it. Same for you, Nishimura. So we kept hanging on to you, didn't we? And then Steiner as well. So that's aerodynamics. She's really good at. We might keep you around then. But yeah, we don't need you, Alex. And then for chief engineer, so we've got some upgrades on this as well. As we have Nakanishi. So he focuses on the electronics, I believe that is. Oh god, I don't want to refuse you. Yeah, we'll sign you up then. So I have one that focuses on the frame, one that focuses on electronics. So you focus on the aero. So we don't need you, Suarez. So there we go. Upgraded technical department. As we advance the weeks through the winter months as... Oh, we've got new candidates, have we? Yeah, we don't need you, Daniel. You can go away. And just wait for the new season to begin. Do we get more? Oh, we've got more candidates. God, everyone wants to join our technical team now. No. Didn't we already reject you? Are you coming back? What the hell? Oh, here you go, Chief Engineer. What? He's been cloned. What? That's the same person. What is going on here? I'm going to refuse you, fake Nakanishi. Or are you the fake? Don't tell me you've got some looper shit going on or something. As personal manager. Proposals received. Oh yeah, do we have to refuse them? No, we're refusing all of you. Because we've already signed up with a team, haven't we? So... Oh yeah, are they improved personal managers? I forgot to check this out, didn't I? So we don't want you, Ivan. You can go away. Same for you, Mo. Or Troy, should I say. So I'm not sure about you, Parker. Or you, Franzi. You're better at negotiating. Alright. Oh, you need 8,000. Oh, God, we've got no money. We'll switch it up when the new season's I almost forgot about that intro that we get. So we'll go forward. Once again, we got the coffers restored. 113,000 we've got now. We've got very busy, very quiet winter months here. As we've got new candidates. Got Smith. He's much better on the old money. I was thinking that's a good enough upgrade though. Like, I'd rather have someone who can negotiate better, I think. Oh, here we go. Negotiation and money. Welcome to the team, George. And then they're probably going to come someone with, like, an A star rating. Yeah, new candidate. Oh, B++. What's that? Oh, for nooking. For seeking out opportunities. Oh, no, now they're interested in us. What the hell? Establishment of new teams. So not interested at all at MotoGP level. And they're not interested from any of the teams at the moment. As should be. New candidates. Oh wow, you focus on the engine. You'll be good for MotoGP level, actually. Might be a bit better there, but we'll keep as is at the moment. Oh my god, we got stuff to develop. I've made a mistake, haven't I? I was meant to develop shit. No! So I had staff to that. So that's for the engine. So it definitely needs you. And you. And then we had Stefano. What's that? Well, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll keep that at 3 weeks. And then we've got frame. Is anyone specialised at frame? I don't think so. Oh no, we do. Got these two. So that's 4 and 6. And then electronics. This is a new one. So rear tire optimization, aims to improve engine braking, anti-wheelie. Oh no, we don't have requirements. No. Do we have anybody who's available then? Because it says we've got 12 staff, so... Yeah, we start need to add in staff again. So, Raul Bravo, Ben Miller. Oh no, they're for the frame. Oh, I see. Am I mixing and matching the staff up? Hang on. God, I've got to keep... Okay, Raul Bravo, you come back here. It's like I've added Ben Miller to the other side, haven't I? So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Am I missing someone then? I just had the rest to... I just had the rest to the frame, so... Okay, remember these 5. So then it's what? Stefano... Ricardo, I think, are the only two that... I know, it's saying 4 weeks. Oh, for God's sake. So we added that. We can use Rossi, Simone, Archie. I think that's now split evenly. So that's 6. No. Oh my god. I wish they would just remove the staff we've already used. Just again. Hang on. Ricardo, Andrea, Raul, Stefano. You know, Ricardo, Andrea, Raul, Stefano. Ricardo, Andrea, Raul, Stefano. Ricardo, Andrea, Raul, Stefano. Ricardo, Andrea, Raul, Stefano. So yeah, those 4 are there. Why is it saying we've got 12 staff then? Who else can we add then? Yeah, I've just been moving him back and forth, it seems like. Anyway. Advance. New technical staff management. Don't really need you, I don't think. Get out of here. And Lucas... Well, we're not developing the engine, so we don't need you. This is pretty good. We're going to be very underdeveloped heading to Qatar, aren't we? There's Ollie Stevens. Don't really need you. And then... Don't really need you, Ramon, as well. So you go, engines up to 25%. Haven't we already rejected you, Suarez? Coming back here for more. What the hell? Okay, so that's fully developed. Can I now put stuff on this? Didn't say we have the requirements though. So that takes 4 weeks apparently. What if I just had people here? Will it speed it up? Not really. So Ricardo and JRL, Stefano. Oh, we don't quite have the requirements for that. But I can do the node here. Oh, is that already added all of them? Oh, okay. So is 12 the max then? And it just kept confusing me, like, what the hell? Oh yeah, got to have someone on research and development now as well. Okay, let's add someone for electronics then. Because we're way behind on that. Ben, you go there. For frame and engine, I'll keep us in for the time being. I know we do need people for all... No, we really do need people for research, don't we? Okay, for engine... Who's got 50, but it's got 25 other? So Stefano. And then for the frame, who's got 50 and 25 the other way? So Archie. There we go. So we've got 3 people researching. So that still takes 3 weeks for the engine, but the frame, we're missing someone. So we've got to add someone to the frame then. So Rossi, you go over there, and then that should both take 4 weeks. There we go. So next up is the QNB Grand Prix of Qatar. So you haven't botched the off-season at all with speed up. But we'll see how we go. We keep it extreme as well. And then if we do need to change things, we'll see how it goes. But I'll definitely change up the colour scheme, the helmet, show that off at the beginning of the episode. And we'll see how Kev Stone does on his Moto2 debut next time. So thanks for watching. And I'll see you then.